Okay, we're just going to move through the menus just to get an idea of exactly what the unit does. Maximum values. This gives you an idea of all the values since the last reset, what the maximums were from everything. Sender setup. That's, you basically decide which senders you've installed and you enable or disable them according to your preferences and whatever you put in. EGT, we use a maximum of about 750 degrees as your total span, so you're going to be displaying 0 to 750. Top scale is to zoom into the upper third of the scale so that you don't always see the 0 part of it. You concentrate on 300 to 750 degrees. The average alarm is about 720 degrees. We always have the EGT alarm on. Uses a standard K-type thermocouple. The unit's preset for that, and we use temperature in degrees C. Oil pressure. All the settings on the unit are set for the VDO senders, temperature and pressure. However, you can change them. The alarm low level, you can use an alarm low level if you're not using an oil pressure switch. You can use the pressure sender as both your low level alarm as well as a display for what your actual pressure is. An important thing to note on your oil pressure setup right at the bottom, your oil pressure switch is usually normally open. It says NO, that doesn't mean no, that means normally open. The option is normally closed, which would be for a different type of a sender. You need to make sure that that setting is correct, or your oil pressure sender, your oil pressure switch will not work. Oil temperature, same setting as for the other. You've got a span, which is basically the maximum you want to be reading. You can set your high and low alarms. Usually we don't use a low temperature setting. We only use a high temperature setting. And it's pre-configured for a VDO, but you can adjust it and calibrate it for any other. Again, the same settings for your coolant. It's the same as your oil temperature settings. The same types of things, you're just going to be using different values. We like to use 110 degrees for coolant as well as for oil. Your pitch and roll setup. There's no setups other than a calibration screen with your vehicle standing level. All you do is you just press enter there and it will calibrate the vehicle for standing level so that your display shows your angle, your pitch and roll correctly. And your service timer, you're looking at basically 500 hours giving you 5,000 kilometers. So depending on where you want to service, you just adjust your hours accordingly. Your displays, if we were to start it, you can choose any of the displays to be permanently displayed just by choosing up and down arrows. You can alternately set it in the user menu to cycle through each of the settings. If you wanted to cycle through your display setup mode user, you can set that to auto, and you can decide that you want it to display each screen for a second. If you leave it there, it will just cycle through each display as you like. To reset your maximum values, you go into that section, you just press enter, it zeroes everything, and it will display the current maximum value. When you reboot, it will just display the same original thing that you were on previously. When an alarm comes up, it will actually show that alarm over and above the screen that you're looking at.